Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, here to highlight some of the overwhelmingly positive received games over on Steam as a part of their winter sale that are under $3. So yes, we're looking at some super cheap games, some great titles, some games that I have personally not played, some games that I have, but we'll cover all of them in this video. Let's get right into it, and let's start things off from your favorite publisher and mine, Ubisoft. No, but seriously, South Park The Stick of Truth is 90% off for $2.99. This deal is absolutely awesome. I highly recommend this game even to those of you that aren't into South Park, because guess what? When I played this game, and even to this day, I don't have much of an attachment towards South Park. Prior to playing this game, literally, you guys, I had never watched a single episode of South Park. I saw some clips online, like my friends at the time were super into it, but I had never watched a full episode of South Park prior to playing this game. I don't know what even possessed me to initially buy this game, and it turned out to be absolutely awesome. The comedy was great, and I'm sure if you're a fan of South Park, it's going to hit home with you a lot more than it did with me, but I thought the game was hilarious. Art style is great, and the game is mechanically like a well-made RPG. Just thought it was a really well done game, and for $3, it's great. Not a super lengthy game, which I think is totally fine. For a game like this, you don't want it overstaying its welcome. And I thought South Park The Stick of Truth got in, got out, and it was done with the story, and it did pretty damn well as far as all of that was concerned. So definitely do check out South Park The Stick of Truth. A great price here for $2.99. Next up, we have Far Lone Sails, an incredibly atmospheric post-apocalyptic game. This dark and drab art style. You traverse a dried-out seabed littered with the remains of a decaying civilization. Keep your unique vessel going, overcome numerous obstacles, and withstand the hazardous weather conditions. How far can you make it? What will you find? This is another super short game, and South Park Stick of Truth isn't even a super short game, but this game is more of an experience and an adventure, and it is over pretty quickly, but you're paying $2.24 here, and I think if you want more of an atmospheric game, you're going to find that in Far Lone Sails. Great price there. Next up, we have Broforce, a bit of a throwback action title, 80% off for $2.99. Broforce is an action-packed side-scrolling run-and-gun ode to freedom, putting you out in control of an underfunded, overpowered paramilitary organization dealing exclusively in excessive force. The game was received exceedingly well, 83 on Metacritic as well. The Broforce deliver your own brand of shock and awe with dozens of bros, each with their own unique weaponry and special attacks designed to dispatch freedom across the world. Bro Op and Deathmatch, Explosion Run, fully destructible everything, and a level designer and editor as well. Broforce, 80% off for $2.99. Great price there. Don't Starve, one of the most iconic survival games on PC. Don't Starve is an uncompromising wilderness survival game full of science and magic. Enter a strange and an unexplored world full of strange creatures, dangers, and surprises throughout. Gather resources to craft items and structures that match your survival style as well. Love the art style of the game. Survival games really not my cup of tea, but this is an iconic one that should be in your library. $2.49 for that. Definitely a good pickup there. Next up, another relatively iconic game, at least from this era, FTL Faster Than Light. I remember when I got into PC gaming, FTL was one of those games that came out and a lot of people were talking about. It's not really a game people go back to these days, but it's a spaceship simulation roguelike that allows you to take your ship and crew on an adventure through a randomly generated galaxy filled with glory and bitter defeat throughout as well. Complex strategic gameplay, give orders to your crew, manage ship power distribution, and choose your weapon targets in the heat of the battle. Play at your own speed, pause the game mid-combat to evaluate your strategy and give orders, unique life forms and technology, upgrade your ship, and unlock new ones with the help of 6 diverse alien races. Be the captain you want. Hundreds of text-based encounters will force you to make tough decisions, and randomized galaxy as well. Each playthrough will feature different enemies, events, and results to your decisions. No two playthroughs will be quite the same, and no second chances either. An 84 on Metacritic, $2.49, pretty good price on that. Next up, Dishonored 1 is $2.49. Y'all already know how I feel about Dishonored. I think the game is absolutely phenomenal. I'm a little bit upset that Arcane is not doing Dishonored 3 right now. They are rather chasing the Marvel bag, which I understand to an extent, but I would still rather a Dishonored 3 than Marvel's Blade. Dishonored is phenomenal, an action stealth game with an art style that's actually aged fairly well, even though the game is north of 12 years old at this point. Just a phenomenally well-made game. Not not super lengthy, but a myriad of different ways to play the game in terms of, do you want to go super action heavy or stealth? It's a worthwhile game, and I strongly recommend it. Dishonored is great. Next up, we have Undertale, 75% off for $249. A throwback RPG akin to the Super Nintendo era of RPGs, but thematically tackles a lot of interesting themes, and it's a game that definitely isn't going to be something that will escape you quickly in terms of the story. I feel like the story hits home with a lot of people in terms of the narrative they crafted here. Gameplay-wise, it's totally serviceable, and for $249, I do think it's a pretty good pickup. I would check it out if you're into, you know, thematically interesting games and a bit of a throwback as well with that. $249 on that. Bastion is 80% off for $299. The game that Supergiant Games really came out swinging with. It was their first title, and these days they're very much well known for Hades, but Bastion was a phenomenal game. Great art style, great soundtrack, the narration was great, the gameplay wasn't anything, you know, revolutionary, but it was totally serviceable, and I found it was fine for the experience that Bastion was trying to tell, and experience that it was trying to give you. Really enjoyed the game, and for $299, great pickup there. Kind of underrated these days because there's so much attention around Supergiant's Hades, of course. Even their other titles, Transistor and Pyre, don't get a lot of attention. Tomb Raider 2013, 85% off for $224. Would it be a video on this channel, especially covering deals, if Tomb Raider could be mentioned and it wasn't? Look, I love Tomb Raider, these titles since the reboot or origin story in 2013, and I never really cared for Tomb Raider pre-Tomb Raider 2013. I think the games are just fantastic. They're literally just completely right up my alley. Had a great time with Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Hopefully we'll get another entry in the not-too-distant future. Obviously, we know it's in development. Titanfall 2, 90% off for $299, a game that ultimately, unfortunately, got done dirty by EA. I think EA publishing this game right around their own published Battlefield 1 was just one of the most jarring decisions I think I've ever seen a video game make. Like, why would you do that? You're just setting this game up for failure, because not only was there Battlefield 1, there was Call of Duty Infinite Warfare as well. It was just, why are we doing that? Why are you setting up your own game to fail? But Titanfall 2 ended up being great. There's a reason why it has become one of those games that people so desperately want another entry and another title, a Titanfall 3, but I don't know if we're ever going to get that. Respawn got a lot of things they're working on, but a great game, and the campaign was really good as well, so check that out. $299, great price on that. Outlast, $299 on that, one of the most iconic horror games of all time. Atmosphere is incredible, and at this point, you know, I feel like a lot of horror games have gotten a little bit grim and dark, so Outlast from nowadays, I feel like it doesn't have that shock factor that it did in 2013, but man, it is still an incredibly compelling game, and I think for $3, it's a no-brainer. Call of Juarez Gunslinger, 80% off for $299, a criminally underrated Wild West title. Obviously, when you think about Wild West games, most people gravitate towards Red Dead Redemption, but Call of Juarez Gunslinger is a damn good game and deserves a lot more love. Actually was done by Techland, the same guys that brought you Dying Light, and it was a great title. $299 on that is excellent. Psychonauts, $249, one of the cult classic platformers of the last couple of decades. Definitely comedic, gameplay is solid. If you're into your charming platformers, you'll have a great time with that. AudioSurf, $2.49 on that. A lot of people don't talk about AudioSurf these days, but man, it was a game that I felt like a lot of people were into back in the day. You can obviously get your own music onto the game as well, and it's a great music rhythm title for $249. Definitely a good shout there. And then lastly, Super Meat Boy, an absolutely infuriating platformer at times, but incredibly addicting precision platformer that will have you damn near break a controller, but always go back for another attempt. But a good time to be had, and infuriating to an extent, but in kind of a good way. $2.09 on that is great. But that'll do it for me. Again, a lot of great deals as a part of the Steam Winter Sale. These games were all overwhelmingly positive and under the price of $3. Check them out for yourself. Links in the description box below. That's going to do it for me, and let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.